Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today and welcome to a Red Dead Redemption 2 focus list. Considering the game was delayed until spring of 2018, I think a lot of people are craving a Western title. I'm going to recommend 5 really good ones. I'm excited about this list here today. Now the point of these lists is that I suggest what games I think would fit the list and deserve to be on the list. You suggest them in the comments down below, and if the video gets enough feedback, I make a second list afterwards based off your feedback. So be sure to fire away in the comments down below, and without further ado, let's dive into the first title. Now, Call of Juarez is probably popular amongst fans of Red Dead Redemption. It's really the only prominent Western title outside of Red Dead. But in my opinion, the best Call of Juarez title is Gunslinger. This is one of the most stylish shooters I think I've played, and this was released in 2013 at a time where those type of things weren't really common. This is a $15 game available on the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC, and it is such a blast. It has so much locomotion where it just never stops during the story. There's never a break. You're constantly glued to your seat. Even if you're really not interested in the story, which I think you might be, it's still so addicting because the shooting mechanics are fluid, pinpoint as you pop enemies' heads off, slow down time, dodge bullets, and so on. It is riveting playing this game, especially if it's 60 FPS on the PC. Furthermore, I really like the way this story is told because it's modeling after one of those Wild West tales where they're kicking back in the saloon and he's like, hey, let me tell you about a story of mine. With that said though, the game is quite short and there isn't a lot of game here, but thank God it's at the small price of $15. It's also cool that there is a arcade mode in this game so that you can combo up enemies, fly through levels, and rack up that point counter, which leads to just a really addicting mechanic in general. It's a really fun game overall. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but I like it a lot and could not recommend it enough for those who are looking for a good Wild West title. Now, while this game really isn't the Wild West, it's more so just set in the West, I feel like I'd be silly to not suggest Fallout New Vegas. Now, when we think Fallout, we're thinking futuristic type of things with laser rifles and bombs dropping and stuff, so I know it doesn't fit the Wild West theme, but a lot of the soundtrack, a lot of the setting certainly, fits that Western vibe, and like I said, I don't think it'd be right if I didn't recommend it. Now, consistent viewers on my channel know how amazing Fallout New Vegas is, but if you're new here and you don't really pay too much attention to the Fallout franchise, allow me to tell you why Fallout New Vegas is good for someone who's looking for a good Western fix. I think it all starts off with the soundtrack. I mean, take a shot every single time you hear Big Iron on his hip. It'll be a really good time. But Goodsprings, the opening town that you're in for Fallout New Vegas, sets the tone for a lot of what you'll see throughout the entire open world, such as tumbleweeds rolling from one end of the screen to the next, wide, vast open deserts, which might bore some people who aren't heavily invested in the Fallout franchise, because there isn't a lot of pretty things to see in this world unless you're modding it on PC. The joy and wonder of the world of Fallout New Vegas comes from its character interaction and its personality. This game features not only some of the best side quests I can think of, but some of the best side quests in the entire Fallout franchise. They are well written, they're exciting, they're funny at times, they have a really unique type of dark humor, and it's a game that puts choice and consequence at the forefront, which we don't see nearly enough nowadays, so that's another reason why New Vegas will tickle your fancy and definitely give you a lot of playtime as you approach that Red Dead Redemption 2 release. Because there are multiple endings, multiple factions you can align yourself with, multiple ways to tackle these side quests, multiple ways to build your character. There's just a lot of replayability here. It is a true role-playing game. It's set in the West. It's available on the PC, Xbox 360, and PS3, and it's also available through the backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. So this may sound silly because I built my channel off of Fallout, but the one game on this list that I am so excited to recommend because it is my favorite game on the list is Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Now, the Oddworld franchise is one I grew up with as a kid, and Stranger's Wrath is probably my favorite of the entire series and is the best starting point for anyone getting into it. You play as the stranger, who is a protagonist I absolutely adore. Creatures that you've met in previous Oddworld titles are actually the ammo on your crossbow. And you're a bounty hunter, so every enemy you kill or leave alive, you can take in for moolah. Yes, that's what they call money in the Oddworld universe. And in turn, you can buy different things with said moolah. The game features a really good story that has an excellent plot twist that you cannot see coming, and it has such a wonderful build-up as you start off as a simple bounty hunter with one goal in mind, and you're just doing your job, trying to earn the moolah to accomplish a very specific task, and it continues upward from there as more and more elements are tossed into the story. But the Oddworld franchise has one of the best senses of humor. The dialogue exchanges between the main character and the various people you're gonna meet in this game are fucking hilarious.
Palooka, huh? Well, to get that two-timing punk, you're gonna need a password. The password is... Well, did you just say... Yep, that's it, haha.
It's not one of those crude warning games like, for example, South Park's Stick of Truth, but it's definitely got its crude humor mixed about because the series is so immature yet serious. It's just a ball of emotions. They kind of just do what they want with the series, and it's always fucking good. But if you're into the idea of being a bounty hunter in a fictional Western setting in which you use fuzzy animals with sharp teeth to incapacitate enemies, or maybe you tie them up with a spider, and then you either decide to kill them because you're messed up, or you decide to take them in alive for additional moolah, it's all up to you. If any of that sounds good to you, Stranger's Wrath is available on basically every freaking system. The phones, it's available on the PS3, PC, 15 bucks for the remaster, worth every penny. Sadly, you can't play it on the 360, although funny enough, the game was exclusive to the original Xbox, so I'm not sure how that one ended up, but yeah, it's been remastered on all PlayStation devices, PC, and the cell phone. The next title we're going to be taking a look at is Gun, and this is a game that you can see a lot of inspiration played into Red Dead Redemption from this title. You play as Colton White. It's a third-person shooter. You travel from town to town, and you can raise hell, you can hunt different animals. There are several mini-games such as poker. It's an open world, bounty hunting. Sound familiar? It probably should, and I'm not saying that Red Dead Redemption copied Gun. It certainly didn't, but I'm just saying that Gun definitely played a big factor into Red Dead Redemption, as there's a lot of similarities there. Maybe not in the strength of the story, but definitely in a lot of the gameplay elements you see. The game received critical acclaim when it was first released, but that was back in around 2005, and the game was made available in 2006 on Steam. So there might be a little bit of aging problems. Certainly the graphics in the open world have had a bit of struggle aging, but once again, it's definitely one of those titles that you can go back and play if you're looking for a Western-themed action-adventure game, especially when this is yet another game that doesn't run up the price at $20 for the PC on Steam and $10 on the Xbox 360. So if open world gunslinging with a lot of the gameplay elements from Red Dead Redemption sounds appealing to you, then Gun is right up your alley. The last title I'm recommending is definitely the most unorthodox one on this list. It's called Hard West, and think of XCOM set in the West. I think that's definitely simplifying it though, because it does have a lot of its own gameplay elements, such as while you're traveling around the map in between, you can make a lot of different decisions that have various outcomes on the world itself. It's not merely just the XCOM gameplay. The universe itself definitely gives Hard West a good boost because you'll have undead gunslingers, psychics, and demons, yet you are running around as customized cowboys. There is a lot of choice here where decisions made during and in between combat scenarios, like I was referring to earlier, are going to show in future events. The game does unfold through a lot of reading material, but there's also cool comic-styled cutscenes that I think gamers will really appreciate. So for a Western game, the art style it has, the way it takes it and approaches it, I think is very unique to a lot of games on this list, and that's what I really focused on here. Gun is really the only standard Western title I think out of all the ones I recommended, where Oddworld's its own thing, Fallout New Vegas is its own thing, Hard West is its own thing, and Gunslinger has that cel-shaded formula similar to Hard West here. And that'll wrap it up for this list. Essentially what I was going for with a lot of these titles is a twisted Western take, because I know there's so many typical Western games out there, and I'm not sure exactly what's going to scratch everyone's fancies, so I decided to just go down a list of random ones I thought were really good suggestions that were good games on their own, but fit that Western feel. So I'd love to see your suggestions, your thoughts in the comments down below. Please fire away, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below. Do consider supporting my Patreon. It helps fuel all the content we create here. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.